Hey everybody, I'm Mark Walters with BigFanboy.com. I'm sitting here with Kevin Hart from the new movie Think Like a Man, and I gotta tell you, man, I hate romantic comedies. I hate them. I love the hell out of this. I thought this was so much fun and so entertaining, and I was just laughing nonstop. And it kind of makes me think, like, what's wrong with romantic comedies? Why can't they be more like this, to where it's kind of like an all-encompassing, appealing to everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I hate calling it romantic comedy. Romantic comedy. I call it a comedy. You know, and the reason why is because romantic comedies are always told from a female's point of view. You know, it's I've been saying it all day. They're so emotion heavy. You know, of what a woman's going through, and I need, and you help me. It's those movies, but this is actually told from a male's point of view. You get to see men be men. You get to see why we do what we do, how plans are created, why we lie, what we think the lie is going to benefit us. Like, what you literally got to see a group of misfits unravel in a way where you've never seen it done before in a movie. Like, but because of the dumb stuff that these men are doing, here's what the women are doing. Now, these women have done this, and these are the consequences to what the men are doing. Now, as men, we have to counter what they've done by actually stepping up to the plate and being men and being responsible for our actions, but not in a sappy emotion like, oh, honey, but it's not fake, it's real.
Yeah, it's not formulaic.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what makes this movie so great. It appeals to everyone, like you said, men and women. Any ethnicity can come out to see this movie. It's universal. And that's what I'm proud of, because that was our goal in the beginning of the movie. We didn't want to make a quote-unquote black film. We wanted to make a good movie that appeals to everybody. And I think we did a great job of bringing that across.
And I love how it kind of represents all the different types of guy. Like I mean, every type. I mean, like, obviously, you know what I identify with the shirt and everything. But you know, I mean, there's all sorts of different types of guys represented in the movie. And I think that's something that we don't always see in these types of movies. Is we don't always see like every different type of person. You know, like some guy that's into nerd stuff, some guy that's like a player and all that. And it was really great, kind of breaking that down and everything. I think it's going to teach people a lot of stuff about.
You walk away with a message. Yeah. I think everybody walks away with a message. And you know, the one thing that I got from it is communication and honesty. Yeah. You know, you don't know how far that can get you until you actually do it, and until you actually see it executed. And I think in this movie, you get to see what communication does, and what honesty does. You know, between Dominic and Taraji P. Henson's character, you know, the communication between those two is what eventually got them to a great place. In the beginning, it was him lying about his situation and what he was and what he was doing. And after lying about it, the truth comes out. And when the truth comes out, he owns up to it and realizes that you made me better. Yeah. But at the same time, throughout his turmoil, her character went through a little journey as well, from being this woman that required so much from a man. And it took her realizing that I found somebody, but I need this high horse. What's wrong with me? And the both of them kind of had to reevaluate themselves. And after communicating and talking about it, they got the best out of one another. And that's the relationship that I really saw. And I guess you could say not related to, because I've never been the dreamer, sure, or dealt with a woman that was on that high of a horse. But I understood that journey, and I know so many people who have dealt with that in a relationship.
Yeah, people let class bring them, or they let it prevent them from getting to know somebody more. Yeah.
And that was one of the most powerful messages in that film. You know,
and I think your reaction to her getting in the car got the biggest laugh.
Oh, it's the funniest thing in the world.
It was hysterical.
I was trying to find a way to say, look at your butt without saying, look at your, so I was like, what's a clever way? So look how small your skirt is. Right. Was the funniest way that I could come up with it. But we had several takes of it.
Talk a little bit also about with a guy like Steve Harvey, because I mean, obviously Steve has a good connection with Dallas, doing radio and things like that here. He's somebody that I've really enjoyed for years and years and years, and I think you guys both have your own unique brands of comedy. Was it kind of fun being able to bring sort of your sensibilities and your humor to kind of connect with his sensibilities?
Of course, man. I mean, well, the one thing about Steve, first of all, you know, he's not only a great comedian, but he's a great guy. Yeah. You know, he's accomplished so much in his career and in his business career, where he's became somewhat of a mentor to me. You know, somebody whose advice is nothing but positive and great and useful. And because of that, you know, when I was asked to do it and they talked to me and I knew what it was about, I was excited. I even became more excited when Steve was like, Kev, we want to make this a vehicle for you. I want to see you get to that place. Like, it wasn't like I want to hold everybody back and I'm going to be Steve Harvey and I'm in front of this thing and I'm driving this. It was, he put everybody in a position to succeed, and not only succeed, but shine, you know? Like, that's big for me because I'm a person, I want to see other people do well.
Well, you get to be like the storyteller. You get to be the guy that kind of...
That was all their development, though. So for me, that's what I respected about him the most. You know, it's like, hey, I'm going to take some steps back and I'm going to have cameos in it, but man, I want you to go and get what you're supposed to get from this. That's huge. You don't get people to do that much.
How many times did you guys crack up when you were making this thing?
I can't wait till there's a gag reel that's released. I really can't.
It's gonna be like the same length as the movie, isn't it?
If there were any overages in the budget, it had to come from just the time lost by us laughing and taking hours away from a day by just talking and having a good time. Like, I know it's work and we were supposed to be working and we got the job done, but I wish work could be like that on a day-to-day basis when I'm doing a movie.
Also talk about working with Tim Story, because I find him to be an interesting director. He's tried a lot of different types of things, and I would imagine a project like this is kind of really perfect for him as well.
Tim Story is my guy.
Yeah.
I've made that very clear. You know, things are going great in my career to the point where, you know, projects that I'm being offered, you know, I'm able to say what I want to get me in the particular project. And, you know, one demand of mine is Tim Story. You know, Tim Story as a director, I feel, can be my Brett Ratner, which is what, you know, Brett was to Chris Tucker. And, you know, sometimes you find those duos and tandems with directors and talent. Tim Story can be my guy. He gets me, I get him. We have a great work relationship, and I really feel like, you know, together we could do some amazing things in the business. So I can't wait for the projects to come down the road, but that's my guy.
We got to wrap it up. I just wanted to ask you real quick, are we going to see some more stand-up?
Of course. I'm touring right now. I'm doing a tour called Let Me Explain.
Oh, good.
This is going to be my next hour. I'm taping this one in Madison Square Garden in November probably.
Yeah.
So this will be released theatrically as well.
Yeah.
Can't stop.
I love this, man. This was really fun.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you so much.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you.